Good afternoon again from Northern Ontario. My name is Dave. This is Macaro Side, my in-scale layout. Today we're going to work on putting the floor in the interior of the building. I have done the puttying around the rails to make them look like they're part of the floor. I'll show you that in a second. And I've also laser cut the girders, the beam girders to hold the floor up. And I'll show you that in a second. And what we're going to do is, this is going to go like this. I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to go off and paint the floor, because it needs to be painted before we do anything else. And once that's dry, we'll come back and we'll start with assembling the floor structure. If we've got time, and if it's not too long, I'm kind of thinking this will be could be a long video if I decide to go and do the whole thing. So I may break this into pieces as I do it. In fact, I probably will. So I'll just show you. So this is the floor, obviously. This is the rail, and in between the rail I had another piece of basswood, plywood. It's 6.5 millimeters in width, which means that the cars roll really easily, and also that the brake cable doesn't catch on the car as it comes in and out of the station. What I used was this spot putty. This spot putty is from Canadian Tire, so it's a Motomaster brand. But basically, it's just let me read. It's glazing and spot putty, and it's for automotive use. And I put it on using a little spatula and troweled it. I had to do several layers to get it to the right height and to match up with the rail. And after that, I let it set and dried. And while it was drying, I went ahead and made these girders for the floor to sit on. And they're painted and ready to go, so that's why we could do putting the floor in place. It reminds me, I'm going to have to paint the floor at the same time I paint this floor. So what we're going to do here now is I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to go off and paint these, and when they're dry, we'll come back and we will build the floor here. So without further ado, I'm off to paint. And we're back. So let me just show you. Here we go. There, that's the camera shot we're going to use for this. We're going to take the girders and glue them down here. And I've drawn a pencil line all the way along for each one of these. I didn't make them go all the way to the end because there's no point. You're never going to see that part of the model. So what I've got again here is a star bond, and this time I'm using the medium glue. And I'm going to start at one edge and I'm going to work my way across. Okay? Now I know exactly where, obviously this has to be a certain distance from the rail so that the boxcar doesn't bang up against it when it comes in. So come on, little girl, get over there. Yeah, there you go. So what I did is I tested this, and I know that it's got to be back. I'm just going to hold that there, and there. Now, if I remember right from the reference material I have, it's supposed to be 3 feet from the rail, and that's exactly what it is, that little mark there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my my square, and I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to draw a line. And again, it won't matter because once we put the roof on and everything, you probably will not see. There we go. Alright. So, let's get started. So, these were painted. They were painted a bit on both sides, but not on all. These were painted, but not on both sides all the way back, because again, it's going to be under the floor and you will not see it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make another mark down here so I know where that ends, and then I don't put glue where I don't need it. So I've got the medium glue. And I'm going to run a bead along here. And I'm going to take my girder and glue it on here. There, like that. Hold it as upright as I can. Let's see if it'll stay upright. Okay. And of course, a little bit of activator. Now the next one. So again, bead of glue right on the pencil line. That away. There we go. And again, making sure that the painted side is facing the opening, so that I am going to light the inside of this. Again. Check it. Yep. There we go. Now you'll notice that this this floor has got a little bit of a bow in it. But that will be taken out when we put the walls up against it, because the walls will be right flat with the tile is sitting on, and that once that's sprayed and glued, there'll be no big deal there. I looked at that this morning when I didn't realize that it had. So again, I'm double checking that I'm putting the painted side facing the opening of the bay. The activator makes a big difference when you're doing finicky work like this. Now the paint I used was chalk paint, and the color is called Paver's Gray, and so it is a very good color to simulate concrete. The other thing, because I used paper stock for the floors and I did not seal them, the grain from the paper stock is showing through, making it look a lot more like concrete. Now that's just this floor. On the actual floor of the loading dock, it's there isn't much grain showing at all. So again, I'm making sure I'm behind that line. Give it a spritz. I must admit I'm enjoying my laser cutter. All of this, of course, could be built by hand, but you'd have to be a glutton for punishment if you were going to cut out these little girders by hand, because in fact I don't know if anybody's got hands steady enough or a knife sharp enough. to actually do that, because it's okay. So here we go. We've got the last two to go here. So again, what's happening here? Come on. Oops. Where's my knife? I think I sprayed activator on the tip, and we have activated the tip so that it is nothing flows. There we go. That's good. I'm getting it on my fingers, which I always do with this stuff. There we go. And again, making sure the painted side is facing the opening. As I say, I am going to we are going to light the inside of this, and so we do want painted surfaces showing towards windows and openings, so where you can see in. And I'll just get rid of that little bit of glue there. And last, floor girder. Hold it in place. Zip kicker. So now they're all good and solid. And here's the floor. So it's just a rectangle of basswood that's ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm very carefully going to place it on the top of those girders. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some glue on the tops. My old shaky hands here. Otherwise, as I get older, it gets more and more difficult to do really fine motor control stuff. This month I turned 70. And, like I say, it's aside from my memory going every now and again, the other thing that bothers me is these shaky hands, especially because I picked N scale as my modeling scale, which may not have been the brightest thing in the world to do. But with N scale, because I'm much more of a diorama builder than I am a model railroader in many ways, I decided that I could build some pretty big industries and stuff by being on an N scaler. So now I'm going to spray the back of the floor with activator, and then I'm going to have to be really quick and careful here. So, and oops, good. Come on, don't do that to me. There we go, there we go. So now we have the floor in. Now the next thing to put in is going to be this interior wall, and I'm just going to get. We're going to stop the video here. I don't think we need to go on further because I know the next steps are all complicated and will take some time. So we had the building wall here that. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing this. There, that's right. We've got the building wall, and then we've got this wall inside. So we have a platform, and I'm going to 3D print a couple of forklifts to go in here, and we'll probably do some crates and stuff too in here. But you can see that that's going to be, there we go, and I guess I could move the bottle out of the way for you. And then you can see that that's the inside. Then this wall that I'm about to stick in place goes in front of it. So you can see that we can actually see inside. So that's where I'm going to light this. And I have bought from I think it was Wish. I bought some street lights. Do I have them here still, or did I just bring this one? Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll show you. In fact, I'm going to go to Preview 7. No. What's this one here? What's the overhead? 6 is the overhead. Okay. Let's go to Preview 6 and go boom. Okay, so you can see, I'll just pick this up. So you can see now there's the, can you see it? Oh, there it is. You can see the beams underneath the floor. All right. And what I did with for the lights is they were street lights. And I know, because I've broken a couple of these trying to put them in, that this little head here, I wonder, can I zoom? I'm going to see if I can zoom in here, guys. Oh, I am zoomed in all the way. Okay, so we'll just do. Anyway, there's a tiny little head. You know what? I'm going to put that there, and then you'll be able to see it. There we go. There's a tiny little head, and then there's, of course, a little metal tube that has the wires running in it. And I know, because I've broken them, I just said that, but I didn't say it again, that you can actually take the heads off of these things. You can pull the heads off and pull the wires right out. So that's what I did. I took one of the street lights as a test, and I pulled the head out, cut off the pipe, and then put the head back on, so that I can take these and put them above the doors. Let's go back to 2 and see if that makes it there. There. So you can see there's the little light, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole and feed the metal tube in, and it's going to sit behind the wall, and it'll look like this light is just sticking out on a holder for it right above the doors. So I'm going to light each one of these loading doors with a light above them, and I'm probably going to light the whole scene in here with some other lights that I have that look like they give off a kind of yellow light, so they look kind of like halogen lights, and I'm going to put those in as well. So that's it for today. I want to thank you for subscribing. We're gradually getting more and more subscribers, which I really appreciate. Again, I don't do it to get surprised. I do it just to share. Now, I must admit, I'm having lots of fun with my laser cutter. I should have bought one 2 years ago, but 2 years ago you couldn't get these lasers that you can get today, especially the diode lasers, which is what I have. I have a diode laser, and because I can't afford a Glowforge. Glowforge is like $5,000 US, which makes it like 6 or 7 Canadian, which is out of my league. So anyway, next week this wall is going in place. I have made beams. Let's go back to 2. I have made beams that go in these slots that are going to go across from this wall to the outside wall. So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to glue this wall in place. First we're going to glue the front wall in place, and then the side wall, and then this wall, and then finally goes this wall here. and then most of the video will be shot from overhead on the camera that's right overhead, so that you can see me drop the beams in. But I've got to paint the interiors of all of these walls with a gray primer, so that they're ready to go, because I want to paint and go construction, rather than trying to paint stuff and mask, especially inside like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, again, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing costs nothing. Ring that bell, and you'll get a notification of when I put out a new video. Just to let you know, I prep my videos on a Wednesday. Planning, scripting, getting everything ready that needs to be ready, figuring out what to do and what not to do on camera. I'm trying to get better with the video, but it's not my strength. To one subscriber who said they could barely hear me, that's because I'm deaf. Well, not completely deaf, but I have no hearing in my right ear at all, and very little in my left ear. And so even with my hearing aid, I'm probably not loud as some people think I should be. That's why sometimes the volume's low. But today I made an adjustment on the mixer before we started, and hopefully that's got that solved. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. Remember, it's your railroad, and you can build it any way you want. Thanks. I'll see you next week.